ask you, what makes Lagos the envy of Africa? Some people say it's the abundance of energy among its highly industrious residents. Some say it's the advanced infrastructure development. But to many, it is the year of successive, forward-thinking and selfless leadership that has set this megacity apart from the pack. Welcome to Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeniyi.
Ẹni tí ò dé kò yìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni ò dé kò yìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Mo ní pé bó o bá dé kò yìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn òyìnbó débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Haúsá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn Ìgbò débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Gbogbo Yorùbá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tí wọ́n mú lọ. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni òde kò yìn ẹkù kan. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ lórí àwa. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ọ̀pọ̀ ò bá dé kò yìn ẹkù kan.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is sustaining the momentum of his transformation agenda. This time, he is focusing on low and medium income earners in Lagos State, giving them the most basic needs in life, housing.
In the last 2 years, the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration has completed and commissioned 10 housing estates in places like Igondo, Lekki Phase 1, Lekki Phase 2, Badagry, Iponri, Igbogbo, while work on 6 other sites like Anyodelu, Resettlement Scheme in Akbowa, Shangotedo Phase 1, Omole Magodo Bagada and Ibeshe, which is being built by the Lagos State Property Development Corporation, are being rounded up. Already, thousands of residents in Lagos are benefiting from the scheme. The Commissioner for Housing and his team, Ainikosi Ejiri, Local Council Development Area, Agbowa, for a site inspection of another set of housing units.
We have a policy called rent to own. And the idea that we need to open up the interland is also very, very paramount in Sanwo-Olu administration policy. That's why Mr. Governor has made this place a priority. And we'll continue with our rent-to-own program. This place will be subsidized. You have gone around, you can see what we are doing here. This place is particularly targeting first-time homeowners. And the governor has magnanimously approved that we subsidize this, that it will cover as many people as possible who are low-income earners. And talking about date of delivery, you can see that we are far gone. The only major challenge here that we are facing, that we are trying to resolve, you can see us go around, is the issue of energizing this place. In terms of infrastructure, you can see that we have gone far. The sewage system is also being looked into. We have some challenges, and then we are trying to solve that problem. Apart from that, we should be good to go within the next 1 month. When you look at the kind of homes that we deliver under Sanwo-Olu administration, we make it livable. We make it livable. And if you come in now, you see what we are talking about. The governor is interested in making sure that no matter where you live, you are proud of your environment. You can see what we are doing here. And what we normally do, if you go to all our past, talking of Jakonde, Gondo, you go to Igbogbo, we immediately hand it over to a facility manager who will manage and go there now to go and check under this administration. You will see that we are making sure that the standard is maintained. And that's what we intend to do with this one too. This place will only be allocated when it is commissioned. And again, we also always encourage people to go through the proper channel. The proper channel for this particular estate is not Ministry of Housing, it's Lagos Mortgage Board. What you need to do is to present, fill the form, present yourself. There are rules like your working information, your banking statement, to be sure that 33.3, by the time they remove 33.3% from your salary, the 66.3 that was 6 that remaining will take care of your need. So that was the kind of calculation they do. And don't also forget that people will want to use because the demand, because it's huge, people may want to use it to try to sabotage the system. But we are always making sure, looking into the process to make sure that people that really need this place. And again, that's one of the reasons why we said you cannot sell it until after 10 years. Because we are really targeting, you pay over the next 10 years. So we target those who are first-time homeowners, so that when they move in, that's the kind of people we don't want. There are also other products like the one we sell outrightly.
We have basically two windows: rent to own and outright purchase. The rent to own is that you have to get this form for rent to own, and we know that you are working and you have a consistent salary, that within your salary the part of it could be used to pay for this within the next 10 years. So after which, if you can consistently pay, so the thing becomes yours. Then the another channel is for outright purchase, because if you think that you have your money, you can outrightly pay and then give you the documents, and then it becomes yours. So we are flexible for those who think that they can't wait up to 10 years to get the documents to become their own. And some who are in capacity, they cannot pay all of the prices that the thing will be. So within the next 10 years, so they can pay as if they are renting it. That's why we call it rent to own. In Igondo, we have 496 units in Igondo that are already benefited. In Igbogo, they have already subscribing to the Igbogo scheme now, about 360, and that one is ongoing. In Surulere, we have 132 units there, which they are now already subscribed to. In Lekki Phase 2, we have 84 units, which already people are now subscribing to, and in fact, the thing is maybe almost gone. So these are, and even we have in Idale, there are about 252 units of housing that people are now subscribing to. These are units and schemes that Lagos State government, within this administration of Babajide Sanwo-Olu, they are getting all of this without any sweat. And these are very straightforward documentations that you need to just bring, and then with your money, you get to go. For outright purchase, the requirement is that you are a taxpayer, you have Lastra card, you have an identity that we can call yours, at least the standard identity, maybe international passport or driver's license, that you can identify with you. With that, you bring your money, we sell to you outrightly. But for the rent to own, apart from these documents that I've mentioned, you need to bring your bank account that consistently you earn some income that you can get to pay out of your income. That bank account, and then where you work, they will guarantee you that they will remit the payment, that is monthly payment, that you are supposed to be paying. So these are the requirements that we need from you. No gorgeous requirements at all.
The commissioner pointed out that the positive impact of the government's intervention is hampered by high cost of funding for investors and people seeking home ownership through mortgage. For him, an affordable housing development trust fund will bridge housing gap in the state. As part of a global plan to transform the state into a 21st century economy that is distinct and comparable to others in the world, the state government has set in motion a plan to construct 2 workers' villages, but there are challenges disrupting the speedy completion of the project.
The workers' village will be in Ayobo, and the governor has approved that, and we are likely to move to start construction this year. One major challenge about that place is the issue of land grabbers, which we are grappling with. One of these why we have not been there is because there are issues that have to do with legal, but we are trying to resolve it as fast as possible. The governor has given a go-ahead for the 500 unit workers village at Ayobo. And again, we are also looking at around 500 units too at Imota, where the design is on, and we, by the grace of God, all things being equal, we should also be able to start that this year.
To get a home, the Lagos State government offers the outright purchase and rent-to-own schemes. The state is also looking at more workable financing options that will help the informal sector.
Hundreds of physically challenged persons in Lagos Central Senatorial District have received free wheelchairs and financial support of 100,000 naira each. This was made possible by a representative of the district in the upper chamber of the National Assembly, Senator Oluremi Tinubu.
These wheelchairs are to be distributed to Lagos Central constituents. Many youth, widows, women, men have benefited from empowerment programs organized by Senator Oluremi Tinubu, but this is dedicated to the physically challenged.
We will be giving wheelchairs to 100 persons living with disability in the district. And it is our hope that these wheelchairs will help with resolving mobility issues while ensuring all-inclusive governance and improvement in quality of life for the beneficiaries. Furthermore, all recipients of the wheelchair will receive a sum of 100,000 naira each to enable them to start a trade or invest in existing business ventures.
It is time to give out the wheelchairs for mobility and financial empowerment. Adewumi Adegboyega is one of the beneficiaries here. He believes the kind gesture will change the lives of many persons living with disability.
Empowerment is even help many of us today, because I always appealing to my people to make sure that they are using that money to the right channel.
My advice to them is let them use it judiciously as it's been stated.
Senator Tinubu appeals to the category of constituents not to allow their predicament to hinder their progress.
You must remember that you are the first-class Nigerians and your disability should not limit your faith, hope, and aspirations.
Some of the party leaders say the donor is always committed towards the well-being of constituents.
Senator, the best of humanity is kindness, showing love, care and concern to your constituents. Senator has been doing this for long, and that is what she has demonstrated here today, just to show that she's very passionate about the welfare, the well-being and the wellness of the constituents.
Very close to the people. Mama did say that yes, he's in Abuja, he still relates very well with the member of the grassroots, and that is what we have seen today. And this is what Mama has been doing, and this is what those of us that are coming behind, we are trying to copy.
The beneficiaries also received 1 year free health insurance package from the Lagos State Health Insurance Scheme.
It keeps changing like a chameleon. Now with strains like Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Zeta, and Delta. All these are different from the wild type that started from Wuhan in 2019. They have all been confirmed in Lagos. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control raised alarm over the detection of confirmed case of the SARS-CoV-2 Delta variant, also known as lineage B.1.617.2, on July 8th. The Delta variant is a highly transmissible variant of COVID-19 originating from India. It affects people more rapidly than the other known COVID-19 variants. It does not spare the younger population, spreads faster, and kills quicker. On 11th of July, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the third wave is in Lagos, the epicenter of the pandemic in Nigeria. The incident commander is worried about the increasing number of patients at the isolation center. At the Yaba Infectious Disease Hospital, which is the nerve center and headquarters of the Lagos State COVID-19 Incident Command Structure and Response, the environment looks so quiet. But the emergency unit is not empty. The wards are also busy. With the Commissioner for Health, my first question is, when will this end?
Before a pandemic finally moves out of circulation, is that it goes through a number of waves, usually between 3 and 5 waves. It's natural for pandemics until the entire population is either immune because of infection, or immune because of vaccination, or immune because of both. It's impossible to predict what this third wave is going to be like. It may be smaller, it may be the same size, or it may be bigger. That's in quantity. It may be more severe, it may be less severe. That's in quality.
Professor Abayomi said it is not unexpected to see some of the variants in Lagos, being a cosmopolitan city where people are trading and visiting different countries. But there are measures in place.
There is Brazil, India, Turkey, and South Africa. But if you're coming in from the red countries, you are not supposed to go straight home or into community. So we mandatorily keep you in a facility. We test you on day 2 and day 7. If you are clear on day 7, you are free to go home and go out. So that way we have really prevented people from coming in from these high burden countries from affecting Lagos.
The biobank is filled with new test kits waiting to be distributed across the state in case of surge. The test positivity rate already going from 1.1% at the end of June 2021 to its current rate of 6.6%.
These are all ultra-low freezers used for storing samples. They are all loaded with positive samples of COVID-19.
They contain samples from 2019, 2020, and 2021, including the fresh third wave.
With mutation, it means the virus presentation, the effect it has on the body is now different. And occasionally, some of them will even evade detection by the normal mechanism that we have. And that is why we have been able, Mr. Governor has been able to provide for us even capacity to detect variants through enhanced detection kits up to the level of sequencing. We have more than 15,000 test kits to be able to extract and do PCR and be able to detect the various types that we have in Lagos State.
We've got the variants from the UK, the variants from South Africa. We have the one from Brazil. We have another clade from Thailand. And then we have the Indian strain.
The occupancy rate at the isolation centers has increased from an average of 1% to 6% in the past weeks. The third wave is no doubt gaining momentum. At the IDH, there are 13 occupants at the single-room wards, 2 at the ICU, critically ill. At this general ward isolation 1, 5 patients are receiving treatment. All from the third wave of COVID-19 with different strains.
All the patients on admission currently are on oxygen, and they are not just on oxygen, they are on very high flow oxygen. The ones with very severe cases of COVID, the ones in the ward who need high flow oxygen are people that we have observed to not to have taken any of the vaccine, either first dose or second dose. Of course, I would say that this is just an observation. Basically, we have an oxygen plant in the hospital that generates about 60 cylinders per day. In the last few days, when we started having COVID patients, we discovered that our rate of oxygen consumption has actually increased from about 50 to about 70 to 80 per day.
For now, Lagos State have vaccinated 331,000 people with the AstraZeneca vaccine with the first dose, and 243,000 have got their second dose. But many are wondering why some people would get 2 jabs of the vaccine and still get hit by COVID-19.
What we have said is that the vaccine will boost your immune system and will help you to fight the virus, which can result in 2 things. It can either result in you not catching the virus if you encounter it, or it will result in you having a milder infection if you do contract it. The end point really is to stop people from dying.
What we have seen so far is that those who have taken the vaccine, either the first dose or the second dose, actually have very mild form of the disease, and none of them so far has required to be admitted into the hospital and then be given high flow oxygen.
The Lagos State government is not sitting idle. It says now passengers who do not provide the right details, including a phone number they can be reached for monitoring and an address for isolation, will face serious sanctions, including fines and imprisonment. That's according to the Lagos State Coronavirus Law of 2021. Governor Sanwo-Olu had also met with the Nigeria Immigration Service and charged them to tighten the borders.
You are the gatekeeper. You are the goalpost that can work with our frontline health workers and our port health authority workers to ensure that people that are coming in, obey our rules, conform with our COVID protocols, and nobody is above the law.
The government is reiterating full compliance with all protective protocols as social distancing, temperature checks, hand washing and sanitizing, and a maximum of 50% occupancy in enclosed spaces and for religious activities are now mandatory. The first wave of COVID-19 between February 2020 to August 2020 was deadly. The second wave between December 2020 to March 2021 was nasty. Now the third wave, starting from July 2021, stands unpredictable. The short normalcy period enjoyed as the deadly second wave wind down at the end of March 2021 is over. It is high time everyone picked up their face masks again.
And that does it on today's edition of Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeniyi. Remember to observe all the COVID-19 safety protocols even after receiving both first and second jab of AstraZeneca vaccines, as the Delta variant is very, very aggressive. Thanks for watching. See you next time.